Hello, everyone. Hope I'm finding you all good. You you would not believe how pretty it is here today. I have a big glare. Okay, my phone is reminding me I'm live. Hey, Elise. I hope you're feeling better. You're not getting out to enjoy this pretty sunshine. Hey, Tony. Good to see you. I'm doing good. It's going to be 74 here, and y'all, there's no rain. I'm so excited. There's no rain. Oh my goodness. I'm ready to dry out. I'm gonna have to shut that door, am I? Because you can see my horse trailer. Um, so yeah, I mean we're actually we're not gonna dry out for quite a few days, but oh Tony, you're at 32? Holy cow. Tonight we're supposed to be down to 54. I mean, it's unreal. A month ago we were like, in the single digits. So yeah, it's kind of hard to believe that I don't know, is spring here? I'm not sure. It might be. Um Elise says I'm doing okay. I'm still coughing. Yes, she has been sick all week. I hate that. I have been lucky to I don't know, maybe I don't okay, I should where's wood? I need to knock on wood. Maybe I don't get sick often because I don't get out in public as often. Who knows? Oh, the door shut for me, so if it makes me too dark, y'all let me know if it makes me too dark. I can turn another light on. Um, it does. It sounds like spring, Tony. Um, I saw some little shoots of grass. They're just poking up, and the daffodils are all blooming. And there's a little white flower that's a bulb, also. I'm thinking it's called snowdrops. Um, but it, it's like all of these little and these are side of the road. I don't have any of those. But I want to get out of the car and I want to go over there with my camera and take a picture of them. It's like spring's here. So, yeah. But I'll be complaining later in the summer that it's so hot because I don't really like the really bad heat. But sometimes you have to I got to get out in it regardless. I have to get out in it. Elise says I cannot go outside much because of the pollen. Oh, you have allergies. I'm so sorry about that. That's another place that I'm not afflicted is with allergies. Although a couple of my children are and some of my family members are, but luckily that doesn't bother me either. So I don't really know what bothers me other than I just don't like the really well, I can stand the heat until it gets over 100. And we do have quite a few hundreds. I think a couple of years ago we had over 30 days of over 100. Yeah. So but other than that, I like it just the way it is. 70, I think 74 today and 76 or 77 tomorrow. Shoot, I'll take that anytime. So, um, I need to pull up my other channel and see if I can. Let's make it. It was the most private. Got to turn all this stuff off. So, for those who have not come in, if you have not been over to Chili Smackdown 2023. I released my video on the 14th, among many others. Um, I think there's going to be, what is it, Tony, 33 channels? So I did release mine. Now, I didn't release a red chili, I released a white chili because I do like white chili. And there's something about the white chili. The next day, it's like it gets, it's not as watery. It's a little bit more. It's moist, very moist. So I use it to make burritos, and I'll use my little keto street tacos. And sometimes I'll put them in the frying pan and just toast them on each side. Make little snacks. I've used them for nachos. So the leftovers, I didn't have a lot of leftovers because, like I said, I was borrowing my daughter's kitchen, and she actually caught me. She didn't know I was borrowing it. And she walked in and I was about done with supper, and I thought, okay, I was gonna leave it for her anyway. So I took enough for us and hightailed it back home and I left her supper. So it worked out. But yeah, she caught me. She's like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" She doesn't like her house. I got a key, it doesn't matter. You saw the video, Lise? It was good. It was really good, very tasty. And I really want to try those oven fried, I mean, air fried tortillas. And you can bake them also, so it makes it real crispy. And I saw Daz's chili recipe, and he has the great little side dish. Oh my gosh, it looked really good. So you need to go watch Daz's at now, why am I going to get this? Aussie Kitchen and Garden. Yeah. But yeah, there's a whole bunch. And I put all the channel names in my description. So if you had not seen those, hey, Good Eats Homestead, nice to see you. So where I see, I know Elise's weather, her weather is my weather. um, Good Eats. Remind me of your first name again. I'm sorry. Um, Tell me what your weather's like. And I know there's got to be some really, you know, I won't say crappy. Okay. So there's got to be some weather that's not really ideal. Okay. But right now, I'm loving the weather. Oh, and one of my puppies went home to their new home last night, y'all. And but there it's a local family and um we can visit, they can visit us and we can visit them if we really got together. They already have an older Pyrenees and she is a house dog. So they're excited about them having a companionship. So yes, she went home to her new family, but we had quite an adventure at the vet. Have you ever tried to take 7 puppies to the vet at one time by yourself? No, everyone else has day jobs. They were working and they're not open on the weekends, so I had to do it and I needed to get it done before they started going to their new homes. So it worked out pretty good. Hey, Carlene Vassar, how are you from Florida? Oh, and I know Florida's got some great weather today too. Um, oh, and we have Kathy from Living Miracle Homestead. She is in town. She dropped by yesterday to see me. Now she made a little video that'll be on her channel. Her and her daughter came and they got to play with the baby goats and the baby sheep, the little lambs, and got to play with the puppies, and so they got a little playtime. So they dropped by for a short visit. It was nice to see him. For those who don't know, Kathy is the one who talked me into getting my channel. Yeah. So she checks up on me when she's in town. She has friends in town here also. So other friends. I'm a friend, but it's nice to see her when she comes up. So I'm sure you'll be getting to see a little bit of their adventures on my farm. But I don't know why I didn't have the camera out. Well, I was doing chores, you know. So it's not always convenient to have a camera strapped to you. So what else is going on this week besides the collaboration for the SmackDown Chili Cook-Off? No, I'm combining those. Sorry. That it is Chili SmackDown 2023. I combined them. Sorry, Tony. And I was not at home and I wished I had brought Tony sent some seasonings um, from his other collaboration that we just finished. And I really, after I got started, I thought, oh man, there is one of those seasonings that was in that box that I know I could spice up this white chili. So I'll do that next time. But yeah, I thought about that after I'd already left home. So I didn't have it. But I really want to try that lemon pepper one. really. So I guess that's on my to-do list. Lee says we are getting a privacy fence to protect my dog from being attacked again. Your dog was attacked by another dog, Elise? I can't remember. What was it attacked by? And she's lost some ducks and before because of attacks. So yeah. Goody says we're in the 70s. Working but listening. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I have I have usually I'll do a live something a little longer when I'm outside that way because once I put it in my pocket and I got my gloves on, it's a big process to take all that off to switch and put thumbs up. So I usually do that later. Um, but I'll be listening to a live or premiere or something that's longer than 30 minutes usually. So, and I don't necessarily remember to do the thumbs up. Sometimes I do it before I start listening because that way I know that I didn't forget. Um, but I don't always leave a comment because when you're outdoors, it's always a little harder on your phone. Um, Elise says her dog was attacked by another dog. So yeah, we have a stray dog that's been coming around here, and it kind of looks like a boxer. I don't think it's a pit, but it does look like a boxer. And I don't think it's really mean, but it's lonely. And but my dogs don't see it that way. They only see that that dog does not belong here because he's got all of these animals that they're guarding and they don't want a stray dog. Now, while I was gone to the vet yesterday, I mean it's only like 15 minutes to the vet, so I wasn't very far away. But before I got home, my son sends me a picture that was captured on the trail cam, and he says, "Look at this." And I blow it up, and there is Dakota. She's looking for her puppies, and she's down in the woods on their driveway looking for her puppies because I took all of them, every one of them, because I needed to do them all at one time. But she was upset. I don't know how she got out. She scaled the fence. They're very good at scaling fences, believe me. They're only in the fence because they want to be in the fence. Because if they want out, they're out. Um, so she was out, and by the time I got back to my driveway, she was standing at the gate waiting on me. It's like she knew I was bringing her puppies home, and I do have a little short video. Did I put that one up yet? I'm not sure if I put that one up yet, of her meeting the babies when I brought them all back, and she just sat down, and it's like they all jumped on her at the same time, and they're all but one of them, and she ran around to a different area looking for the others because you can only pick up these puppies like one at a time. They all weighed between 11 and almost 13 pounds. And so they really good health checks. And like I say, one of them's already gone home. And I'm sure it won't be long before we will see Ginger and Joy uh, come down and get their puppies. I know they're excited about getting them. So it won't be long and I'll get to see her. I've never met her before, only on videos. So we've done collaborations together. We've you know, I've listened to a lot of theirs. Now I listen to game night, but I don't know if I could do those tunes and stuff that Tony does. I tell you, some of them can guess that music within a few seconds, and there's no way. I don't have an ear for music. Okay, I'll admit it. I don't. Never learned to play an instrument. Yes, there's something I can't do. Music is one of them. Can't carry a tune either. Cannot sing. But you give me a project, a craft, a project, I can do it. But music, no. One of my children played the saxophone. The other two didn't care anything about learning a musical instrument. But I just don't have a musical ear. And I haven't figured out what the bingo is and some of the other games, but I like games, I like them, but I just haven't been able to see them. Um, is my chat stuck? Looks like everybody's stuck. Let me make sure I'm on uh live chat. I know I have more than 4 people in here. Lee says the guy behind us put up a hog wire fence between our yards and the yard. Well, their dogs and my dog barking. Yeah, they'll bark at each other as long as they can see each other. The other dogs chewed a hole in the fence and grabbed your dog and oh my gosh. Good morning, Gummy. I'll be listening as I drive one appointment to another. Mama always said you can carry a music note in a bucket. Yes, which means no. Hey, Joy Bless. Nice to see you. Glad you popped in. Um, yeah, some people just have a musical ear. They can hear something, they can play it. Now, mine is I can watch you do something and I can do it because I don't really read patterns. So I'm a visual learner and but no ear tone. So yeah, you don't want to hear me sing. The animals do not want to hear me sing. So, I might have sang lullabies to the babies, but only me and the babies heard it, so they didn't tell. So yeah, Lee says my brother can play the piano by ear. Yeah, see, there's I knew there was a term like that, but I just never learned. And I mean, it was offered in school, but instead I took typing and I took sports and my electives were different. I didn't do music. And I did take home economics. Y'all know what home economics was, right? That's what they called it when I was in the middle school. We started home economics. We learned to sew. We learned all kinds of household things. Elise can take photos. Yes, I can take photos now. Um, Handicapped traveler, hi, how are you? I can I can I can take decent photos. Never thought to sell any of them or anything like that. Joy said, I woke up late today. I was up in the wee hours last night watching live stream of great horned owls raising their owlets and bald eagles in the East Tennessee near me, nesting eggs, cracking open now. Oh, isn't that cool? That is really neat. Now, when we were on our big trip up, it was catty corner from Georgia across. We went across Montana all the way to Washington and Oregon and even Canada. When we got up into the Northeast, the bald eagles flying around some of those I think it was the Willamette River. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful. And you see these huge nests up on these poles. I mean, it was really quite striking to see the bald eagles. And in one of those states, we went to it was like a museum, but it was wild birds. It was birds that are what do you call them? Um, like condors. What are those? What are those? Hey, Danny, condors, eagles, those type of birds. They're all meat eaters, and um, I know there's a word for them. Just can't think of it. How's it going, Danny? Um, so yeah, when you listen to Danny's live, I want to talk really low because it's a library. I don't know how they don't hear her talking, but she does talk very softly. So, carnivores, that's it. But those are and they had some in captivity, and only because they had been injured, and it was where they were rehabilitated. The All of their enclosures were. very human friendly, but they had it so that you couldn't get too close or stick your fingers in there. And yes, that sign that is up there that says "Do not stick your fingers in there." Somebody has done that. It's like, "Do not feed the birds. Do not stick your fingers in the netting." You know, somebody has done it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have those signs at all. Um, Now I know Danny's got good weather today, right, Danny? We are supposed to get a little bit of rain on Thursday, but it's only a 40% and it's kind of scattered, so I'm not even worried about it. I can be outside in that. I can definitely. Um, a little rainy. So what you're getting today, I guess, is what we're going to get tomorrow. Um, if it doesn't go around us and go up to Joyce. Because a lot of times it'll go between Birmingham and Augusta, and it'll go right straight up to Tennessee, Kentucky. Danny says, but warm. Yes, I can deal with warm too. Rainy, just not cold and rainy. And we had cold and rainy last, was it Saturday or Sunday? It must have been Sunday because we were going to try to work on the house and we couldn't get the saws out because it was too rainy and blowing. Yes. Joy says, also have a tab open watching baby polar bears. They just woke up. Oh, that's cool. Hey, Joy, I bet you were the also when they had the cameras on like the pandas and um the hippopotamus, the ones that were having the babies, the live streams. For the little zoo animals, they do that ever so often, whatever is having babies. And you sit for hours and it's hard not to watch because you think the minute you take your eyes off of it, something's going to happen. Of course, I get to see live births on the farm, but it's different when it's a giraffe or it's an elephant or kangaroos, or I think the panda was really one of the really popular ones too. Baby polar bears. Well, I got my own baby polar bears with those puppies. The vet says the little white ones, the boys are almost pure white. She said these do look just like polar bears. And one of them's name is Polar. That his family already named him. Joy Bless says, yes, I watched a lot of animal live streams. It's my autistic trait nature helps me stay calm from anxiety. Yes, I'm sure it's very soothing because I've watched many of them also. I would rather watch those type of live streams. Some of that stuff that's on live stream is not, I don't know, it's too um it builds anxiety instead of calming, it's too loud and it's too sharp and it's just not soothing. Elise says, are you done work on the house? Boy, I wished I was, Elise. We are picking out um we're picking out our flooring Friday. After work, we're going into Augusta and picking out the flooring. We've got a little bit more of the beadboard we need. So yes, we are getting close to the pantry, the bathroom. It's going to be a big bathroom, and then he's got all the new wiring run in the bedroom. So yes, 4 rooms, and we still have 1, 2, 3 rooms to go. So no, we're not close. But everything that I could not put outside under this big tent that seems to want to blow over every time we have a wind. Um, so everything is in boxes in the other rooms, and I can't move those out until we can move back in that bedroom and those bathrooms. But as soon as that bathroom and bedroom is done, I'm moving back in the house. Yeah. It's nice to go camping and live in a camper. Joy knows this, but sometimes it does get tiring. Uh, the space doesn't bother me. It's going up and down those steps 2 or 3 times a day, and we have bad knees, so it is tough. Elise says I was a midwife for my puppies when we had my white lab Her name was Angel? Oh, a white lab? I've never seen a white lab. Um, Joy says, I have 3 other tabs open right now, plus you. Baby live streams, really? Hey, Teresa from Always in Gardening. How are you? I'm good. I was telling him I'm so happy that the sun is out. I am so happy. And it's cool. I do have some long sleeves on, but I really don't need them. I needed them earlier, but I really don't need them. Um, but I'd have to go back over to the house. Most of my clothes are still over there. Um, but I'm okay. It's a little when the breeze comes up, it's just a little cool, but oh, it's nice. It's so nice. And some of y'all have in your 30s, so I'm really fortunate that we're up uh in the 70s today. Very. It's like it's like when I went to Alaska and the natives up there complained that it was 72 in Fairbanks. I think we're in Fairbanks, and it was 72, and we were so excited about it being 72. And these poor people, they're sweating and they're wearing flip-flops and short pants, and you know, they're they can't take the heat, you know. It's just too hot. And we were like, this is heaven. It was good. Uh Teresa says, doing great and waiting for these tornadic storms to roll through tonight. Oh, no, not more. Now, Teresa would be interested, Joy, in your great horned owl um, videos that you're watching because she is definitely an owl person. Yes. Um, Joy says 3 tabs now. Great horned owls, bald eagles, polar bear cubs already falling asleep again. Oh, Mama took a peek and they laid back down. Yeah, isn't that funny that it's like when my ewe had her little lambs. She was so quiet. She had a little heavy breathing. She popped those babies out and she lays down. She doesn't even clean them off for 15 or 20 minutes. And by then they're already stirring around and moving around. And as soon as they start moving around, well, then she goes and cleans them up. Now the goats are just the opposite. The minute she drops them, she's cleaning them up. So I mean, it's like, but this little lamb, the ewe, she was like, "Oh, I'm so tired," and she just kind of lays down on this tree root that was she was laying beside, and she took a little nap while this baby was, flopping around. But I guess she knew it was okay. I can't share the links, but I found great live cams. Oh, really? Is it a trademark thing to share, kind of like you can't share some music? Um, I still haven't figured out. I went and I still haven't figured out why I have 2 copyrights on two short, 2 short videos. But I guess it'll pop up. I'll figure it out eventually. But um, you know, I didn't take anybody's music that wasn't offered in my site. Let's see. Yes, that's not normal for them not to instantly clean them up. You would think so, but I mean, she looked around and she saw that it was alive, and but she just was resting. I wasn't there. I didn't see the first one born, but by the time I got there, she had already cleaned it up, and I got there just as the second one was being born. Um, oh, because she's not a mod. I thought she was. She's in blue. Let me make sure. Um, let's see if that. Let me see if that gives her a wrench. Okay. I guess I was thrown by your name is highlighted in blue on my screen, so I guess that was why I thought it was. There you go. You got a wrench. Um, Now you're just a little darker blue than you were. So yeah, and handicapped traveler is red in my screen, and some others are red. I didn't notice there was that many different colors in there. But anyway, she's got a wrench now. Hey, not for nothing. I was just talking about you. Your ears must have been burning. Our first puppy left last night. It was it was kind of sad, but the young man who got her um, lives on a farm not far from me. He's a school teacher. They already have one Pyrenees, and he said, and he was so sweet. He's like, "Do you want to hold her again and say bye to her?" And just like, I've been holding her for 2 hours. I'll hold her a little bit more, but she's really sweet. So yes, we said goodbye. Yeah, bittersweet. And he said, "Well, I'm really gonna miss, watching all these puppies because he's been watching the videos." And he said, "I'm really gonna miss him growing up." So I gave him Not For Nothing Homestead's channel. And I said, "You go look at her channel because she's gonna have some update on a couple of these puppies. So you'll get to see some of the siblings grow up." Hey, Brenda from Duncan 1900. Nice to see you. Yes, good afternoon. How's your weather? So yes, it was a little bittersweet. And so one has gone home. And there's another one that my son and daughter-in-law are they've got it down at their house because one of her teacher friends. So they've almost got it potty trained, and they've had it like 2 or 3 days, and they've almost got that puppy potty trained. But when I took her to the vet yesterday, we're excited for the puppies to get their new homes. But as a matter of fact, I have to take one of the ones that are not spoken for to down to the feed store because someone wants to look at it. And so I'm gonna take one of the little ones down there. So we're going on a little joyride this afternoon. Yeah, potty trained already. Yeah, Ginger. I don't know. I mean, within the first day, it was already using the puppy pad because it was pouring rain last weekend. So they couldn't really go out. Although the puppies do like rain. So don't be surprised if they want to run and play in the rain. They like it and they'll lay in it. Um, so with before that first day was up, she had already used the puppy pad. And so yeah, that's pretty good. So they still have her until their friend comes to get them. So yeah, rainy puppies. But they were so wet on Sunday because it was a cold rain here, and they were so wet, and the puppies were like they had this little tan brown look to them because they were rolling in the mud. I'm telling you. And mama's dug a hole in the in this little enclosure we have, and the puppies all lay in this hole, and they love it. But the next day the sun came out and they're white again. It like the dirt falls off of them, falls off. Let's see, being guard stock dogs, they should enjoy the weather. Yes, they love it. It's the same thing with my two sheep. They don't like to go in the enclosure even when it's raining unless it's really windy and lightning. They'll go in. But they like it outdoors. And yeah, if you think about it, in Ireland they don't have, they have a lot of sheep over there. The sheep herders, you know, they don't have huts to get in. They live in the weather. So yeah. But yeah, these puppies love the weather. So do not be surprised. So if you put them out to go potty and they don't want to come back in because they're playing in the rain, yeah. Oh, thank goodness for the dirt falling off because we have a lot of clay up here. Yes. I have a friend that lives in Valonia, which is not far from Ginger, and I went up there to get hatching eggs from her one time. And her Pyrenees had dug this hole, and everything is clay up there. everything. It's like this really pretty orange clay though. And her Pyrenees came out of that hole. They had puppies, and they came out of that hole and they were orange. And she's like, never mind the dogs, they're orange because we have clay. They're really, the clay does kind of, it's funny, it's that outer coat. It just, once they dry, that those little particles fall off. So that's a good thing. Oh, Brenda probably knows it. She has Pyrenees. They don't hold the dirt like like the shepherds, or some of the others. Hey, Joanne, how are you? Nice to see you. And Wickershire Project off grid. Nice to see you too. I missed you. You're lurking. Hey, nothing wrong with lurking. I do it all the time because sometimes that's the only time I get to listen to others' videos is when I'm outside working or doing a project or something. So nothing wrong with that. Um, Anything helps. Anything. Um, so yeah, enjoying the weather. Other than that, let's see. How was your Valentine's Day? We didn't do anything. We don't ever go out and do, we don't wait the lines, we don't do any of that. But yeah, it's not worth 2 hours of sitting there waiting for a table, and then they're so busy that it's just not a good night to go out at all. So no. uh Ginger says the clay makes it miserable sometimes when it rains too. Yeah, because it's so slick. Yes. We have, in my garden, I found last year, I have a lot of clay and rock over in the garden. So a lot of my garden is going to be in containers. There's just no way that I can actually dig in the ground over there. It's too, we when we dug the trees, I mean it was so hard digging a hole big enough so that the roots would have room. So yeah, let's see. At the end of the month, I'm taking Emma to the Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville. Oh, that is so cool. Um, my my middle child has been there twice. Well, maybe three times. Each one of his kids has been there at least twice. The first time he had to go with them, but it didn't hurt his feelings because he always wanted to go to space camp. Then he went to space camp. Uh, so he didn't get to go to space camp until his children got to go. It was just, it just wasn't in our budget, But now he's been several times and he loves it over there. Loves it. If they offered him a job, he would move over there because he loves the space. Huntsville is beautiful and you will enjoy it at the Space Center. Oh, yeah. Elise says, I was in bed. My dad gave me a yellow rose. Oh, how nice. When you're sick and your dad remembered. um let's see, what did I miss? Terry and I went out back to Outback last night. We waited for an hour to sit, an hour to eat, but it was good company, so not so bad. Yeah, if you have a place you can sit down, if you have to be standing, it's different. The last time we went to Outback, we waited 2 hours to get seated. We had a gift card and I needed to use it. So other and it was raining outside, we couldn't do anything. So we waited and waited and waited. And then when we got to the table, it was another half hour before we even had any water. And the waitress from another section finally came over and said, "Haven't they brought you anything yet? I was watching you, didn't look like you had any water, so I decided to come help you." I mean, but time we got out of there, we spent almost 3 hours in there, and it's like, you can keep the other $8 on the gift card because I'm not going to come back and use it. I used the rest of it though. We had a good meal, but that wasn't the idea. It was just, you know, it was just so bad. Uh Danny Days is my date night was much better than my work day. Oh, I hope it was. Um, that was nice that he took you out to a nice place. Um, yeah, I mean, it's a nice holiday, and but I would rather go fishing. I go take a picnic and go fishing. That's what I would rather do. But same. Let's see. Wickershire says selling 300 tons of clay and dirt free. Dig it up, pick it up here at the Shire. Bring your own dozer, loader, and haul it out. Yeah, it's free, right? They can come and get it. When I was giving away mulch, I had some mulch and compost from the barns when the hay from the little horses, and for $15 you could come and get it. I would load it in your truck, but I'm not going to shovel it for you. So if you want it and you don't want it dumped in with a loader, then you can pitchfork it in there yourself because I don't do that. Mm-mm. Save money on out. Oh, and cut flowers and feed me food. I don't have to cook, clean up after. Yeah, I know. And I'm like you, Danny. I like the wildflowers too. I like roses too because I used to grow them, but still, I would hate to spend that much on a dozen roses now. I don't even know how much they are, but I don't want to know. Mrs. and I fell asleep by 6:30 last night. We're getting old. Well, it's not really unheard of. My husband works until 6 o'clock, and sometimes he can make it till 7:30. So if you don't have supper on the table, have him something to eat, he'll just say, "I'm going to bed. I just can't stay." He gets up at 5 o'clock. So yeah, he's an early bird too. But he can get up at 5 o'clock, and I can't do that because I don't go to bed till midnight. Well, last day of deer season was Friday, and we would have been in the woods, guaranteed. Was it raining Friday? Is why. So did y'all get any this year? We did not get any. My son was working too far away from home this year, and uh, he just wasn't able. Last year we got three, so we still have venison in the freezer, but we only take what we need. It's our property, but we only take what we need. Um, he dresses them himself, and so we still have some venison. Same, but I do appreciate the thought of the gift if someone buys me cut flowers because it's meant something more to them to do it for me. Yes, yes. Uh, I feel like that the giver gets as much joy out of it as the receiver. Sunflowers, yes, sunflowers are good. At least let's see. I got brand new thermals, camo, and a recipe box as a Valentine gift. Oh, that was sweet. I saw that on your live that's what you got. That's nice. Oh yeah, and there's times where it's like, oh, a box of chocolates. It's just gonna hit the spot. But you know, uh, I keep seeing flip flop weather. Oh yes, I'm watching night temps 45 down to 30. Too cold to see. So now, ground's too cold. Yeah. Now, our we just 2 days ago we were 32, 35. Now tonight is going to be 54, and I think tomorrow night's going to be around that also. So those are pretty warm temperatures for night, but I think we're still got some cold weather coming. So I wouldn't count on it just yet. I don't have the greenhouse. Um, so to start anything early, and I don't have room in the farmhouse since we're remodeling. So whatever gets sowed in the ground and plants that I can pick up, that's what I'm going to do this year. He has plenty of freezer though. Freezer space. Oh yeah, yeah. There's nothing like venison chili though. Man, that's some good stuff. One doe this year. That's it. Well, that's one more than we got. So Good for you. Um, yes, you know what? I like deer meat over beef too. Um, I don't know why. I used to eat more. Now, ribeye is my favorite steak. If I was going to get a steak, that's what I would get. Some others would get prime rib, but I want the ribeye. But we don't eat much pork anymore other than bacon, you know. And if ribs were on sale, for special occasions, but golly, they're just getting so outrageous if you don't. So we're using out of our freezer, trying to use up the pantry and the freezer so we can replace it with newer stuff. But yeah, it's going to be rough. Um Still trying to get a date to take some of the cows to sale barn because they're still unruly. Still, we gave them a bale of hay last night, and they got it. I mean, they were jumping around like kids, and it's not like we don't give them hay every week. They were just carrying on, and my husband's trying to get out of the. I'm manning the gate because you don't have time to stop the truck, get out of the truck, open the gate, go through, close the gate, because they're there if you do that. Well, this time they saw him leaving, coming to the gate, and they beat him to the gate. They're in front of the truck between him and me at the gate. It's like, oh, please. And I hurried up and put the chain on it because if one of those big cows hit that gate, I'd be on my tail end and they'd be out. But the hay was inside the pasture. They should have been happy. I don't know why they weren't. But, oh, Teresa likes sirloin steak. Really? Yeah, I don't know why I've always liked the ribeye better, but that's just me. Um, no, we're not done with winter yet. I agree with you, Teresa. It's not over yet. Dollar General store, you're not the dollar store, you're the dollar quarter store. Get it right, deception. Yeah, they should start calling themselves the dollar quarter store. And actually, they're not even that because they have things that are $4 and $5 now. And before, you never had anything that was over a dollar. So they're more like a family dollar now. They're not the dollar store. They need to change their name. But it's hard to say I'm going to the dollar quarter store. Oh, well, we could say you're going to the five and dime. That's what they used to say back in the old days. um, Duncan says 32 for a high here tomorrow. Really? And a low of 17. Yeah, you still got a lot of winter up there, Brenda. Teresa says that's why I call it bucks and a quarter tree. A buck and a quarter. Yep. I know. I hate to even use the dollar sign anymore because I mean, I went and got a laundry basket, and it was $5. It's like, I thought you guys were a dollar and a quarter. So yeah, they're sneaking all this other stuff in there too, for sure. Um, hey, Corner Clubhouse Cobalt, how are you? Good to see you. Um, so yeah, the Dollar Tree is just, I don't know. I think I'm over it. There are a few things that I still get up there, but it's like, no, you get these things that might cost you 10 cents and you raise it a quarter on us. Do you still have the big cow? Lee says, yes, I still have him. And he actually, I have two, I think there's 6-foot gates. So I have two of them together so we can get the horse trailer and the stock trailer in there when we need, our big flatbed when we need. And he actually, they were fighting over a bale of hay because didn't have a round. And so I threw them the last bale I had so I could go and get some more. And they were wrestling around and they hit that gate and bent it. I need to do a video. You should see. I had to go get my tractor and put it on the other side of the gate because the gate should be like this. Well, it's like this. from their side. So I put the tractor on the front side so that they couldn't get near it again and knock it over. It's like sale day is going to come way, it's not going to be too soon for me. And we'd have done it today if my husband could have got off work. We would have done it today. But his job, you got to put it in advance if you want a weekday off. But it's like they bent my fence. Now they tore up the goat fencing and the fence, the wood paneling fencing, and now they're working on the gates. It's like they're just so unruly. It's not like I'm not feeding them. You wouldn't believe what these cows eat every day. A whole bag of food, pellets or cattle rations plus hay. So, you know, they're not even going to be worth it if I send them to the processor for sure. So yes, I'm kind of down on my cows right now. I have nothing against cows. It's just they're being unruly, like unruly kids, and I can't take that because they're damaging all my fencing, and pretty soon I won't be able to keep them in at all. Wickershire says I typically spend 35 at the dollar store. I walk out closer to 50 now. Yeah, with the increase plus the tax on tax that was already taxed. Not happy. No. Um. Now our tax is what, 7%. Wellness with Frugal Mama. Good to see you. So yeah, the tax, I mean, it's like injury on top of injury when they just keep tacking on stuff. Bigger animals cost a lot to keep. Yes. Yes. Yes, I was talking to somebody about, the cows, and they're like, "Oh, I hate to see you get rid of them." Well, I do too, but right now, you know, they're costing me so much. Plus, I've got to go back and repair all the fencing once they're gone. And you know, I can't let my goats and my sheep out in the pasture where they're at because they're wrestling around and they could fall on them and injure them. So I don't feel comfortable letting the goats out in that big pasture, and they love to romp in that big pasture too. But yeah, they do. They cost more, and sometimes it just doesn't pay to do that. So yeah, sale barn is coming up. Uh, Teresa says that's why I shop bulk. Oh, because of the prices. I wish we had a Sam's or a Costco or Trader Joe's, or we don't have any of that near me. It's an hour. I would have to drive an hour to get to it, which it doesn't seem like it's that far, but then you got an hour to come back and you have an hour. So it's an all day thing. And sometimes I don't stay away from the farm that long. But yeah. Oh, I missed something. Dollar Tree and Family Tree are combining. Are they really, Elise? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because the prices are the same. We're getting a Harbor Freight in our, well, 4 miles from us. It's in the next town, but we're getting a Harbor Freight, which is good because all we have right now is a Ace Hardware. So, and they don't have everything, and sometimes you need a little tool for a small project, and you don't want to go broke buying it. You know. But so yeah, we're actually getting one soon. I'll be glad because there are some things there that I would buy on a regular basis. Dollar Tree bought Family Dollar out last year. Seems like I heard that, but there's so many of these companies that are merging that you don't really know who you're dealing with anymore, or if they're even American anymore. So yeah, but yeah, I'm kind of. But our dollar, a dollar and a quarter tree is, you know, the closest thing to, cheap or economical. Let's say that, because you can get cheap stuff at Walmart too, or any of the other stores. But sometimes that's all you need. Teresa says, plus you've learned the most of the crap I don't need anymore. Yeah, it's like some of us are thinning out and downsizing anyway. and we don't really need all that stuff. Honestly, most of my stuff is packed up, and you know something? I haven't really missed it. So, Wickershire says, I'm teaching chicken math to my chickens. Our duck always had one egg for us times four chickens, zero. Yeah, what is the thing about the chickens not laying? They will be staying after and going to summer school this year. Yeah. I mean, there's just this big thing about, the food, the chicken food, and I've of course I have, mine have gone to the point where sometimes they don't lay, but um you know, if they're molting, I understand that, but during the year, and they do get stressed out if there's a dog attack, or if there's bad storms. I mean, they're very temperamental when it comes to that, and they'll stop laying if the weather's too cold. Some of them won't lay all winter; they'll just lay sporadically. Um, so yeah, they can be sensitive if there's been a snake in the chicken house and it's tortured them, stressed them out, then they could hold their eggs. So yeah, sometimes those school chickens, they just do what they want to do. So right now I'm getting pretty decent eggs, but I'm hatching also. Only because I'm only selling chicks this year. I warned them I'm not selling layers this year. I sold all the extra layers I had last year, and they would complain if you want $25, $20 for a hen. um, they would complain, but you got $50 into feeding them before they start laying, so it doesn't pay. It really doesn't pay. I could eat them and make more off of them if I just ate them. Research the chicken breeds and see how many eggs they are supposed to lay. Yes, um, I I love my cinnamon queens. I have had those for many years, and they seem to do really well. My barred rocks do really well. Even my lavender orpingtons, they lay every day too. And my Easter eggers, they lay pretty good because they're crossed. And so, yeah, there are some breeds like the Leghorns. I will not have a Leghorn again. Maybe they're a good eating chicken, but they're not a friendly chicken at all. And so I have very few that even lay a white egg. Most of mine are browns. There's not that many breeds that actually lay white eggs. Uh, you know, Stress does affect the birds. Yes, Joy. I definitely, after raising them for the last 10 years, not even 10 years, uh, I've seen just the stress of you going and moving them from one pen to the next, and having to catch them and move them. They get stressed and they'll skip a day even then when they're used to laying every day. But I absolutely love the cinnamon queens and the barred rocks. Um, I like the Rhode Island whites. I like them better than the reds because they're a more gentle chicken than the reds are, and they lay every day. So there's a few, and those fancy breeds, those are show breeds. They don't lay good eggs. I mean, you don't get them for the egg laying, but they cost as much to raise. So, but you really don't get very many eggs. And the silkies are adorable, but you know, you're gonna have to have 10 of those to make an omelet. They're too tiny. So, but they make good brooders if you want a brooder. Duncan says we had the ducks and geese locked up in the barn for a few days last week because of the weather. When we let them out, one of the geese laid an egg while running across the yard. She was full. She didn't have time to find her a spot. And sometimes they will lay, when they haven't laid, they'll lay a really, really large egg because they'll end up having two yolks. So they'll do the double yolkers when they have skipped, because either she's holding that egg or it's combined with the next egg. So oh, Elise says finally your chickens are laying and ducks are laying again. She changed the feed because I guess they were getting tired of the feed, or something was not right with the feed. So, but yeah. Oh, I've had the chickens, and you go in and they're about to lay and they're standing up. They give you the evil eye. It's like, "Get out of here. I'm busy." And they're so still. It's like they don't all they do is blink an eye and their bodies are so still. But they give you that evil eye like you really need to go because I'm busy here. So yeah. But I found a couple of chicken snakes in the nest a couple of times. I won't stick my hand in the nest. I look before I grab an egg because I didn't think the chicken uh those big black king snakes, I guess. I didn't think that they could get up that high in the nest, but they do. They do. Let's see. Duck egg has elasticity to it. They can't crack it. You know what? They do. They're a tough egg, and also a guinea egg is very tough also. It's like a little rock. Even though it's small, it's a very tough egg. Um, so we did get some more pecans, and you know what? Half of them died. Um, this was, I guess, my husband ordered them. I didn't know they were coming until they were here, but apparently it was the reorder that we received. The first ones, I guess something happened and they died on the way because of the weather. And so when we got these, they were half dead when we got them. By the end of the day, we lost half of them. So we'll see. Um, Elise, yes, you did. If they're red, you had cinnamon queens, and Elise got frizzles from me one time too. They're really cute, the frizzles. The cochins are cute, but I mean, they're not big eggs, and they're not really, you know, you're not going to get a whole meal out of an egg, that's for sure. Tractor Supply is who shipped us those ducks, and I said I'm complaining because he paid a lot of money for those 20 ducks that I didn't know was coming. So, poor little things, but we've managed to save just half of them. I mean, it was bad. They spent 4 days on the road, and they're supposed to be 2 days, I think. So they spent 4 days on the road, and one of those was in Atlanta. Lord knows where they were at in Atlanta, but they they were not in good shape. The poor things, their eyes were droopy, and they were just awful. They were dehydrated, and so I could only save half of them, and that's pretty sad. Uh, Cinnamon queens, yeah, Elise. Yeah, cinnamon, like the your spice cinnamon, that type. I tried copper morans. Their eggs aren't that big. The copper morans. Golden comets are good, very good. I love the golden comets. Because that's what I had was cinnamon queens and golden comets the first year. Uh, they sit to me, talk to me, follow me, and attack the front door each morning for feed. Even hear a chicken cop knock at the door. Yes, yes. Um, we used to let a lot of them free range, but because of the predators, we don't do that as much. But they would come to the door and peck on the door, trying to get you to come out to give them something to eat. And it's like, there is something to eat. There's worms all over the yard. Go hunt. But so I don't have as many free ranging anymore just because we have fox and coyotes and possum and raccoons, but the foxes are the worst, I think. They've been the worst lately. So, well, so I guess it's time for me to take that puppy down and see if somebody wants to buy that puppy because I would hate for it to be left here all by itself without a family. So I guess I will get off today. I appreciate all of you coming in. I appreciate any new ones coming in and everybody hanging out with me. And I hope you have a good rest of the week and the weekend. And I'm sure y'all go check out the Chili Smackdown and check out all those great chili recipes. Uh, I know there's probably another collaboration right offhand. I can't think of what it is, but that just is one that I happen to be involved in. So, oh, well, I had a nice visit with you guys too. Oh, Elise says you can hatch some duck eggs for me. Now my ducks will hatch eggs. It's the guineas that wouldn't hatch eggs, but I don't have the guineas any longer. I had to get rid of the guineas. Uh, Ginger says I was listening while canning chickens. We're talking about chickens. Hey, that's good. Um, Thank you, Danny. I appreciate that. Yeah, if we can control those cows this week, I'll be totally happy. And if I can get my new flooring picked out, I'll be really happy and get my painted walls done in the bathroom. Thank you so much for all of you coming in. I'll see you next week if I don't see you before then. Bye.